I was asked what my thoughts were on the protests in DC. Here's my thoughts. Tubiest of the tubiest. The best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I'm 50 plus. What's my thoughts about these protests in DC, or for that matter, any trucker protests anywhere? I don't really pay much attention to it, okay? And I don't because I disagree with the premise of these things, you know? First off, we make our own way here in the United States. You have freedom to do what you want to do, you know, to a certain extent, you know. Make your own way. It is a goal of a lot of truck drivers to get into this industry, buy their own truck, get their own authority, and go into business. And that's what a lot of guys do. They're called owner-operators, okay? You know, Homeboys Trucking LLC. I'm in business, okay? That's what they do. And I made a video about the same subject, and I was probably 2 months into trucking, maybe a little less, somewhere around in there. But it was one of my very, very, very early videos, about a little over a year ago, and I talked about this same thing. It was a year ago. And I know people wrote me about that, man. They was like, oh, you know what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just a rookie, blah, 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 blah. And it's coming true right now. Yes, I was a rookie, and you know, and some people may say I still am. What I'm not a rookie at is business. I was like those guys that are out there protesting. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, so I failed. And I failed over and over and over and over again. It wasn't until I had a business mentor that taught me what business really was and how it really works and how money works and how the economy works and how to fluctuate your business model with the economy and you know, to ride the waves. And that's when I became successful. So I may not have known, you know, how owner-operators actually work, and I have now some clue, but that has no bearing on their problem. And their problem is they don't understand business, period. And if they had listened to my video that I posted long time ago, then just maybe, and listened to it with some, you know, with some objectivity, instead of, you know, wanting to find out, you know, who that idiot was that was telling somebody who's an owner-operator that they don't really own a business. Because you don't, okay? So I'm going to break it down real fast and include my opinion on what they're doing out there, okay? And it's going to be real fast. If you want the gist of it, you have to go back and look for my video when I talked about this deal. And can't promise you that I will set the link down there, but, or in an iCard or anything like that. I may, but the deal is, and the reason why I said that the owner-operator does not have a business is because they truly don't. But legally, they do, because the tax code says that they are a business, okay? And the reason they do that is so that they can tax that business separate from, basically they get to be taxed twice. but it also allots them to use the tax code. I will be wiping. I got the truck off. I am still in Texas, and it's hot, but I got the truck off so you guys can hear me without the rumbling of my truck. There's a guy next to me with a reefer going. But anyways, the tax code says if you you are self-employed, that what you are working as is a in its smallest capacity would be a DBA, means doing business as, well, I know what I'm talking about, trucking.com, or whatever your LLC or whatever your trucking company name is, okay? So the law says, the tax code says, you are in business, okay? And you need to pay taxes as a business pays its taxes, okay? Outside of that, you function not really like a business functions, okay? I'm gonna give you the litmus test. Like I said, I'm cutting this down real short to the point. If you want the full gist, you go look at my other video, okay? Here's the litmus test, if you're in business or not. Let's just say that you made, for flat figures, you made $100,000 last year, okay? And, well, let's break it down even more than that. Let's say you made $10,000 a month, okay? And you were leveraged about 60%, which means your gross is $1,000, but by the time you get done paying everything, paying off your leverages, you will have $4,000 in your pocket to pay for your food and your home and, all your personals, okay? That's what went into your personal account. All right, so you decide to take a month off and go vacation. So you park the truck and you go on vacation. How much money did you make that month? Okay, so $0. The leverage, however, outside of the variables, are still there. So you got to pay them, even though you're not creating an income, okay? So if you can go on vacation and your business still creates an income, you're in business. If you go on vacation and your business ceases to earn an income, you are self-employed. That is not a business, okay? Now, you can go ahead on and feed off of that and say, well, you said it right the first time. Legally, I am a business. Well, you can go ahead on and think about it that way. And if you think about it that way, you're going to be standing in front of the White House, wherever them fools are standing, protesting, talking about you ain't making no money. Because your mindset isn't like a businessman's mindset is. A businessman accepts realities. And the reality is, you don't own a business. You own a job, okay? If the business don't make money, you're in trouble. And them guys ain't making money, so they're in trouble. And, the gist of it is, the bottom line is, they don't know anything about business. They don't know. They know how to drive a truck, okay? I'm willing to bet you 99% of those people out there that are protesting has zero college time in any type of econ classes or accounting classes or business classes, period. No formal education with it. All they know is how to drive that truck. And then they get on YouTube and watch a bunch of videos on how to, set up their LLC. Then they watch another video, on how to go on a load board and pick up loads. And all of a sudden, they know it all. And then they fail. Because you don't know. And I'm not beating up on anybody. I started this video off saying I was there. I did it. I was one of them. And I failed over and over and over again. It wasn't until I found somebody that I realized, I came to the realization that I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I found somebody that tutored me and taught me how to do it right. And then I went to school and I got a business degree and I learned how business works. Then I was successful, and you will not see me standing outside of some building screaming, hollering, cussing, fussing because nobody's giving me something. I want the government to step in and fix what I could not, which is be prepared for a rainy day. Freight is always doing this. It ain't changed. Right now we're way down there, but it's going to come back up if you can't ride the waves, and that just thin the herd. Deer do that every year. Animals in the wild do that every year. Thin the herd. If you can't, run with the big dogs, then you get back on the porch. That's how it works. And if these guys can't run with the big dogs, they need to go back to a company driver because they don't know business. I feel bad for them that they put all their soul into that. But if you're failing, look at the man in the mirror. That's just the bottom line. Now they're going to start talking about, well, how can we make a living when these guys are out there being robbers? They're crooks. These brokers are just stealing from us. Okay, well, it's the brokers right now. Before this shit happened, it was mega carriers. Before that is somebody else. Before that is somebody else. Until you do this and point the finger at yourself and say, I don't know what I'm doing, or I need to get somebody to teach me how to ride these waves, you're going to continue to falter every time. It's not your fault. You understand? Which is why you're not in business, because business owners understand that they hold the key to their success, and they also hold the key to their failures. Okay, so you wasn't prepared for this. Unfortunately, there's a lot of businesses behind this pandemic here that are closed right now. In fact, there was a pretty good seafood place by my house. The fish place is what it's called, and they did pretty decent business. But of course, they had to close because they could do carry out, but they don't have a drive-through. And so I guess they couldn't open for a while because they couldn't let people come in, I guess. And this weekend when I went home, I drove past there and I saw the place looked like they were, not, temporarily closed. It looked like they were cleaning stuff out, right? And then the next day, when I drove past there, I noticed that even more furniture and everything was out of it. The place is out of business. They're not coming back. It's bad, man. It's sad, but, their business obviously wasn't strong enough, or the owner wasn't preparing for something like this to happen. Who could have foreseen it? Nobody. But all I can tell you is don't protest. Get an education. That way, when something like this happens again, you'll be better off. That's my 2 cents. Otherwise, this is America. You want to go protest, have a good time with it, Reality of it is you want somebody to come clean up a mess you made and you don't even realize you made a mess. That's it. That's my 2 cents. Take it for what it's worth. Ubius, I see you when I see you. Until I do, deliver undistracted, and here's your boot.